Hi guys, and welcome back to an Actor's Notebook. I know it's been some time since I've been on this channel. I started another channel called A Warrior's Guide to Surviving Life. I'll put the link down below so you guys can subscribe if you want. But basically, I went through a very intense health thing, and I'm all better now. So if you guys want to know more about that journey and all of that, the playlist for that will be linked down below. But today I'm going to talk to you guys about something that kind of blew up, I think, recently, or maybe I just started noticing it. But recently we've had a lot of people watch the Actors Access versus Backstage. And maybe that's because of, the pandemic and people are just more interested in applying for jobs. I mean, the job market is kind of back up, I would say, for a lot of actors. So I'm going to actually answer some questions now that was on that vlog where I talked about Actors Access versus Backstage. And I would like to say that that vlog was like 2 years ago. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not in the same place professionally that I was 2 years ago, so I'm going to try my best. But a lot of these, I feel like I need to do an updated Actors Access versus Backstage because I'm not exactly at the same place that I was before. But I will answer these questions first. If you guys do want an update on the Actors Access versus Backstage, please just comment like a thumbs up in the comment section so that I know that people will actually watch that, So let me get into these questions and comments. So one question that we have is from Vanessa, and it was I able to get work with Actors Access? And the truth is, yes. Yes, you can get work on Actors Access. And with Actors Access, you can get work on even SAG roles, and then some recurring roles, and new pilots for HBO, and recurring roles on some BET Plus shows. I'm black, but I mean, they have white cast members too. But BET was like a big deal for me. Yeah, so, and I've met, even if I didn't get the role and I got pretty far along in the process, I met some amazing casting directors who shoot like primetime stuff and who will bring me in because they remember me and they like me. And oftentimes the further that you get in a process, the more that the casting director will get to talk to you and get to know a little bit about the way you work, and they get to see you work and your progress and see how you take directions. And so sometimes, even if I didn't get the role, but I got far along in that process, those casting directors will follow me on Instagram, comment on my stuff, let me know when they have like auditions coming up that they're not going to put necessarily on Actors Access. Just because it's like one of their higher end roles and they just want to bring in some people for this person. Or sometimes, with COVID, they just don't have time. A lot of people are casting really short. Like, I had this audition for something that was going to be on, was it HBO? I think it was HBO. And it was like a big, like a short turnaround window. Like, my audition was like 2 days before I got to meet with the production people, and then once I met with them, it was like a day, and then I had to go to set. So it was like, that was kind of, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of fast turnaround. And they apologize, but like, that was crazy. They want to know, a lot of people want to know if I can do a how-to video for Actors Access or Backstage. Like I said, I'm in a different point in my kind of process now, so I could, I still have those accounts, so I could, yeah, I could. I might do that for my next vlog. If you guys are interested in that, then just put like a little heart. We'll just do emojis. Put a little heart if you want me to do a how-to, and I can just take you guys on how I do it through my phone. how do you access a side for, how do you access for an audition on Actors Access? I see the breakdowns, but how do you access the script? Okay, so here's the thing. When you get a callback, or you are asked to do a pre-read for a role, and they will give you a code, and it will be to the breakdown. And I will probably do a, if you guys want, I can put this in the how to kind of log on, how to use what to go to for Backstage and Actors Access, and just show you on the phone. But basically, this is what you do. You they will give you a code. Use that code to go to your breakdown services. If you're already a member, which you should be because it saves you a lot of money in the long run. I also saw a comment on here that says that Actors Access is free. That is not true. That is false. It is not free for anyone. You can have an account, but your account will basically be blank if you literally have spent no money. Like, if you don't have your video uploaded for your reels, for a reel, or for any self-tapes that you want to upload, any videos that you want to upload, for 1 minute, for 1 minute of that, it's going to be $22 for just 1 minute. So if you do 2 minutes, you know, it just adds on. But even if you don't do a full minute, you're still paying for however many seconds your thing is. You know what I mean? And if you are submitting for an audition and you don't have a membership, there's a cost to submit for everything every time that you want to submit for a role. Whereas when you have your membership, you actually end up saving money because every time you submit, it's free. You still have to pay for your videos if you add on any videos, but you also get 2 free headshot pictures if you have the membership, and any extra will cost money. Not that much, but it will cost money. But you don't really need more than 2 if you ask me, because you can just take one off and replace it. If somebody asks for a specific one, you can take one of them off and replace it, and then use that as your main one. But yeah, it's not free. If you're submitting for roles, you're paying money. Like, you're giving some money to submit for a role, unless you have the membership, which is all encompassing in all these different things, which I talk about more. If you guys haven't seen my Actors Access versus Backstage, you will see more about that. But to access the script, so if you also have this membership, you will have the breakdown service to access the script, and you won't have to pay money for it. Another reason to get a membership. And so you will go to that breakdown service. You can even just search Actors Access breakdown, and then just click that, and then you're just going to log in like how you log in for your Actors Access, and then you're going to put the number down that they put on the eCast when they're asking you to do a pre-read or a callback or whatever, and then you can access the script or the scene from there with that code, and then it'll probably pop up if it has like if they give you a general code for everything that involves that production. Like if it's a pilot, it might show you the entire pilot script where you can get the whole script, or it might not. They might not give you access to that yet. Normally they do. They want you to read the script first before you get into the character. But sometimes they don't. Sometimes they wait until you're actually like in the mix with a lot of different people, and they've seen you multiple times, and they're actually thinking about you getting that role. So keep that in mind. But that's how you do it. Just search breakdown Actors Access, click on it, log into it like you would log into your Actors Access account, put in that code that they gave you, and then it should pop up, and then you can download that for free because you already have the membership. Okay, so Backstage does have a lot of extra work. Yes, it does. That can be a good thing wherever you are in your career. You have to set that limit for yourself. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? A lot of people get their SAG cards through extra work on SAG Films. So if you're really wanting to get your SAG card, you want to have that background, or you just want to be SAG eligible so that you can tell different agencies that you are SAG eligible in case that is a deal breaker for them, highly recommend you using Actors Access to do any Backstage work. But They do have real work on there too. They do. But like I said in my first video, which I will put that vlog in the bio for you guys or in the comment section, wherever. I use Backstage mostly for theater. Just because they have a lot more opportunities there than Actors Access. Actors Access was primarily film, whereas Backstage has a lot of great theater roles and auditions, especially for equity members. And sometimes people that are equity, that are non-union, will get put in for equity parts if you are able to be seen. And right now it is a highly likely that you'll be able to be seen because most things are done through Zoom. So I mean, shoot your shot. But if you're not interested in theater, is Backstage still a good place for you? Yes, it is a good place to start out if you do not have much to your resume, because they also have short films and student films, and those things build a resume, those things build a reel. Now you can find that on Actors Access, but like I said, Actors Access is also really good for new pilots, for SAG work, and that's what I normally use that for. And with Backstage, building a resume is good, you know, so that's my opinion. And casting networks / Frontier, yes, that is a great place too. I've never done a vlog about that, but yes, it's amazing. So I'll say that. Did you create a lot of self-tapes on your own, just like monologues and stuff? Yes, I did create a lot of self-tapes. I'm a little confused about this question. So self-tapes, did I film them on my own? Yes. Unless it has to have a reader, in which case I used a friend. Or, you know, I lived in New York, so I literally I'm not there now because of COVID, and I'm also not there now because of filming. Right now, I'm only interested really in filming in Atlanta, because I have a lot of family there and it makes me feel safe during this part of what's going on. But when I do go back to New York, I would mostly use my friends. Right now I'm mostly using family because pandemic, but I have some of my actor friends I do have read for me, or sometimes I call them and they'll read for me. And I do it on my own. I have my own camera. I have I don't go to a place, which I don't know if they're really still open now, but there used to be places like in New York where you could go and they will film your self-tape for you and they'll download it and send it to you. And that's nice because they have a reader there. It normally doesn't cost that much, but I mean, if you got a camera, you got a ring light, you got a backdrop, that's a good thing to invest in for your self-tapes and for auditions. But if you're talking about self-tapes that I create a lot on my own, like monologues and stuff, do you mean that I write them? Like, did I write my own self-tapes? Like, did I write my own monologues and make them into self-tapes and then put them together to show people? No, not really. I mostly use published work. Now, during the pandemic, there was a lot of people who wanted more original work, so I did do that. I have written monologues, I have written scenes, and I have gotten recognitions for them and won things for that. So that's a cool thing that happened in the pandemic. But I do not use those in my reels. Now, this was 2 years ago when I put the first time that I used self-tapes on my Actors Access for videos, and it did help me get roles. I'm not gonna lie, it did help me get roles. But now I have a reel and I'm getting more professional roles. So I will say that. How were you able to put your self-tapes in one link? Was the link to a site? So for your self-tapes, for uploading any video onto Actors Access, it's not a link. You have to have that video on your file and then you just submit it. What I did is a lot of my videos were shot on my phone. So when I logged into Actors Access on my phone, it's already there. I put it in there, like I just put browse, you know, when it's asking you to choose. I choose browse, went to my videos, and then uploaded from there. You really can't use a link you have to have it hard. Like, you have to have it on your computer, where if you're using your camera and you're cutting it together, you can do that and just put it in a file on your computer, and then you can upload it from there, from Actors Access, but you can't use a link. Like, you can't have it on YouTube and then post that over into Actors Access. Yes, and there are a lot of people on here who are talking about how they have submitted over like 100 and something, for 100 and something roles on Actors Access, or they've tried multiple times to use Actors Access and have not even ever gotten to a point where they get to do a pre-read, or haven't even ever gotten to a point where they get a callback or meet with a producer or gotten that far. And a lot of you guys are very sweet. You are hoping that that happens for me, and it has. I have been somewhat successful in Actors Access, I will say. But I don't care how many things you apply for, never keep count. Never keep count. And it may always feel like you have a bunch of them and you're submitting and no one's seeing you. And believe me, I'm a black female. I look through Actors Access all the time. Do you know how slim it is for me to get a chance to even submit for a role, because they don't have them? And then when I cut myself further down and I was like, I'm not going to do ones where they ask me to have sex with a guy and that's it. Like, basically they want me to take off my clothes and do, you know, a sex scene, and then that's all of my part, and then it goes on to be the man's journey. I decided I'm not doing that anymore, because that is just a waste. And when I decided that, I had even smaller roles to submit to. Not that I have a problem with nudity. That's your own choice. I have no problem, as long as it pertains to my character and it furthers my character and I have more stuff to do than just that. I'm always interested in it. But never keep track of how many things you are submitting to, because that does not matter. It does not matter. It does not matter how many auditions you've had. It doesn't matter how many callbacks you have. It doesn't matter how many production meetings you had. It doesn't matter. What matters is the work. What matters is that auditioning is a part of the job. You are constantly auditioning. It's just the way it is in our game, you know? So you're constantly auditioning. You do that audition and then you toss that to the side. Okay, and if they ask for a callback, you come back and look at it again, refresh yourself, and be ready, and give them what they wanted. And if they ask for any notes, then you give them that too. But if they don't ask for any notes, do it exactly how you did the last time, you know? So you do those auditions, you go to that callback, oh, and then maybe you get a production meeting. Okay, do that, grab that back from the back of your mind, wherever you said it, and then reread, get that information back, look at your notes that you had, and then you go to that production meeting, and then maybe you'll get the role. Great. Now you get to actually invest your time in that. You get to keep that in your mind. That is something that you have. But if you do not have it, if it is just an audition, then it is just a shot. You just go throw your shot out there, do what you can, do what you love, and then you leave it alone. Don't ever start counting how many auditions you have, because you know what? You think people that have made it, that are working actors, haven't submitted for like 1,000 roles and haven't gotten it? That's the thing about this business, that just happens. But the more you start counting, the more you start putting the idea in your head that, oh man, nobody wants me, nobody wants to see me, nobody's going to even give me a chance to pre-read. I mean, then you're already losing. And don't do that to yourself. It takes time to get that thick skin. It takes time to just enjoy this work enough to have auditions be even enough most of the time. Sometimes I read a role and I'm like, oh my God, if I could just pre-read for this, it would be amazing. And when I get that chance, even if I don't get a call back, I'm like, yes, because that role was just that amazing and I wanted to try it. Even sometimes when I know I'm not right for a role, I'll send in an audition because it's a cool behind role and I want to do it. I want to just read for it just once. But I will tell you, there have been times where I have submitted over and over and over again to a specific casting director for a specific show that I love. And actually just recently, I finally was even invited to a pre-read. She never even invited me to a pre-read for that television show. I was not on her level. I get that. I wasn't. And now I'm getting there. And I finally got a pre-read for this television show that I am obsessed with. And I was so happy. So enjoy that. Don't put limitations on yourself. And thank you so much for hoping that I have a different experience. We can't compare each other's careers or each other's journeys because everyone's different. Everyone's a different type of actor. And then not only that, physicality, gender, all of that, everything plays a role, especially in acting. Physical appearance it plays like a huge role in what kind of roles you get. And then, who you know is also important. And so there's a lot of different things. So don't also compare yourself to anyone else. Thank you for being kind, many of you, and hoping that I get shots and chances in this industry, in this business. And I wish the same for you. And I hope that this vlog helped you even a little bit. So don't forget to put the thumbs up if you want to see a revamp on the Actors Access versus Backstage. And don't forget to put a heart if you want to see, what was it? Oh, if you want to see me do like a screen share where I show you guys how to do Actors Access and Backstage, and also how to get to slides and scripts or whatever. So, yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that jazz. And I hope you guys enjoy.